Hello everyone! I'm Emily and welcome to my booktube, or welcome back. For today's video, I wanted to talk about some of just my favorite books of all time. I thought this would be a great way for you guys to get a better understanding of my reading taste, what books I tend to like, and also just, find out if we have any shared favorites, if there's any of these books that you also really love, because I'd love to talk about them with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, I really wanted to start off by talking about Percy Jackson and the Olympians by Rick Riordan. I mentioned it in my booktube newbie video just because this series really played a vital role in getting my love of reading with chapter books more and getting me into fantasy and whatnot, and it's been one of my favorite series for probably close to like a decade now. Yes, I love it. I love all the characters. I think they're super fun, super relatable. I love the adventure. I love all the action. I love the mythology and how that's all brought into the story. I love the relationships and the character development and the humor. It's just all around such a fun series. And I love all the other kind of related book series in this world universe and just really anything Rick Riordan writes. But yeah, these books definitely deserve to be in this video. They're for sure some of my favorites. Okay, now I want to talk about Anne of Green Gables. I love everything Anne of Green Gables related. I first watched the TV show Anne with an E a few years ago, and I absolutely loved it. Way more than I thought I would have. It was so adorable and cute and had such a great story and was so inspiring too. I just flippin' love it. And so after watching this series, I decided that I needed to read the book, and it was just as good. It's definitely one of my favorite classics. Not that I've read a ton of classics, but yeah, it's a super cute, great coming of age story. I love Anne. She's such a fun character, so unique. And then I just love the writing. A lot of it's really poetic. And yeah, there's just so many good quotes that I absolutely love that are in this book. Plus, gotta love the academic rivals with Anne and Gilbert. But yeah, it's just a perfect coming of age story. I adore it. I also love the movie. I've since watched that, the one with Meg Follows and Jonathan Crombie. So yes, super great. Love anything Anne of Green Gables related. Definitely one of my favorites. Okay, next I want to talk about the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. This is a trilogy. I don't have the first book on me because my sister's reading it right now. But I love this book series so much. I read it earlier this year. I'd seen a lot about it on Bookstagram, Book Talk, and my friend Annabelle also definitely encouraged me to read this series, and I think it lives up to the hype that I've seen. It's such a fun mystery. I love it. Love the way Pip's mind works. I love how she goes about solving things. I love all being able to find all the clues and all the foreshadowing in the books. And there's definitely some things that I was able to predict, but there were still a lot of things that shocked me and surprised me when they were revealed. So I think they're a super fun series. Definitely one of my favorite mysteries. I love the way the story unfolds, and I love Pip and Ravi. I mean, Pip is so cool, and Ravi's just the sweetest, and I love how their relationship develops as well in the series. But yeah, I think it's such a good book series. Definitely my favorite mystery. Alright, this is another super popular book series, The Cruel Prince. It's always all over Bookstagram, Book Talk, BookTube. But I absolutely love it. I read it a couple years ago and think it's so good. Just like all the things I love in a fantasy. I love Jude. She's such a fun main character. I aspire to have her confidence and her skills. She's just so cool, and it's got such a fun enemies to lovers relationship with Jude and Carden. And I mean, it's got some political intrigue, it's got action, it's got magic and just fighting. There's swords and daggers and murder. It's so much fun and I love it. Alright, next up we have Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Marissa is one of my favorite authors. She's written so many good books. I mean, The Lunar Chronicles, Gilded, Instant Karma. I just adore everything she writes. I want to talk about Renegades though, and this one is one of my favorites by her. This is such a fun trilogy. I mean, it's teenagers with superpowers. We got Nova, who's an anarchist, like a villain, and then Adrian, who's a renegade, one of the superheroes. And we just have really fun powers, and it's fun to explore that with them and have some action with that. But it's super fun because Nova goes undercover as like a renegade on Adrian's team, so he doesn't realize she's actually a super villain. And it's so cute. They're like falling in love together. There's like a bunch of romantic tension, and then but he doesn't realize that he's falling in love with like his biggest enemy, and it's so fun. I love it. A bit slower pace, but I think it's totally worth it because when you get to the action, it's a lot of fun, and there's some fun build up and some fun twists and surprises, so definitely one of my favorite series. Okay, next we have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Rebecca Ross is another one of my favorite authors. She's written so many good books. I mean, there's Dreams Lie Beneath, River Enchanted, Sisters of Sword and Song, Queen's Rising. I love all the books she's written. Her writing is just like so comforting. It's just like the perfect fantasy writing. It's like got this kind of like lyrical tone to it. I don't know, but it's all her books are like little comfort fantasy reads, like perfect in like the fall or like on a rainy night or something to read, like I don't know, with some baked good or cup of tea or something. But Divine Rivals is her most recent one that came out in April, and I loved it. It's got rivals to lovers. It takes place kind of in a World War I inspired fantasy world, and it's like You've Got Mail but with magical typewriters. Like, it's so fun. And yeah, I love the writing it. I love the romance, and I'm really excited for the next book because the ending of this one definitely made me cry a little for sure. But it's a really good one, and so are all of Rebecca's other books. Okay, now I want to kind of switch gears and go into some of my favorite romances. I love reading contemporary romances. I think they're just so fun. They're so cute. They're just some of my favorite. They just make me happy to read them. So one of my favorite YA romance authors is Emma Lord. She's written some good ones. There's Tweet Cute, Begin Again, You Have a Match, and then When You Get the Chance. I love them all. I don't know if I could really pick a favorite of hers. It really just depends on the mood. But they're so fun. They're just like full of super fun, confident female main characters, and we got baked goods. So many baked goods are just like yummy foods that I describe. I'm always hungry reading these books. And I think they're just super fun. They're like crazy little love stories. This one's like a Mamma Mia retelling and trying to find out who her biological mom is, kind of Mamma Mia style. She's getting to know all these women, and she's also just like adventuring around New York City. She's also kind of stuck working with her rival at school, but it's really fun. I mean, just like adorable. I love her characters. I love the friendships that like her characters have. And I love the romances. They're so cute, and I just love all the weird hijinks they get into. So yeah, I just adore her books. I think they're so fun. Alright, there are like so many romances I could talk about. I feel like there's just like a bunch, and they're all just so like fun, happy. Maybe I should just do a video fully on like romance books I recommend. I'll do that with pretty much any genre. Romance, fantasy books I'd recommend, but yeah, one of my favorites, it's a really recent favorite. I read this book like last week, and I thought it was so cute. It was just such a fun summer read. And so that book is The Lucky List by Rachel Lippincott. Yeah, how to check. I thought this was just such an adorable, fun summer read. It's got like one of my favorite niche tropes, I guess. where it's like the character discovers like a bucket list made by someone close to them, and they decide to like complete it, and it's like all these things are super out of their comfort zone, and it just really like helps them grow and develop as a character, and they end up like completing the list with someone else who they end up like falling in love with. It's, I don't know, this is such like a weird niche like trope, but I've read Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson is like that, and I'm pretty sure there's a couple others that I've read that are like that. So yeah, I think that's such a fun, I love like bucket list type stories because I think they're great for like developing the character and having fun little adventures and exciting plot points. So yes, this is one of those, in case you couldn't tell by the list in the title, but the main character, Emily, finds her dead mom's high school summer bucket list, and she decides to complete it with an old family friend that just moved back in town, Blake. And her and Blake, they end up spending, you know, all the summer together, getting super close, and it's so cute. It takes place in this small town, so you got those summery small town vibes, but they also will like go to the beach and stuff, or the pool, and it's just got all the great summer vibes. Emily is a really interesting main character. I mean, it's just interesting to see how she's dealing with grief and moving on from what happened with her mom, and then how she's trying to figure out her relationships with different people. And then Blake, she is so cool, like, I don't know, she's just so chill about everything, and I just like aspire to be as like confident and just like fun as Blake is, because she's great. So yeah, I read it. I think it's so cute. Probably one of my favorite sapphic rom-coms. Okay, the last rom-com I want to talk about is Amy and Rodger's epic Detour. I mentioned Morgan Matson earlier, and this is probably my favorite book by her, but she has some fun ones. But I love this book because it's a road trip romance, and I love road trip romances. That I think they are just so adorable, and they're perfect to read during the summer, which is right about now. And I'm definitely feeling really tempted to reread this during a road trip I'm going on in like a week and a half, so we'll see if that happens. But I think this is such a fun story. It's so cute. We got a dead parent again. Pretty much Amy's dad died, and so now her family is moving cross country. Her mom's already moved out there, but she's finishing up her year of school there in California. And then they have an old family friend, Rodger, who's driving with her cross country, and it's so cute. They're kind of like stuck together. They don't really want to be like doing this with each other, but they have to, and then of course they become like super close. There's also like one bed trope, and it also, I love, they have cute little like stuff in it. There's little like journal entries, there's photos from their little trips that they go on. There's a little playlist to go along with the book. There's a couple throughout their little road trip playlists. But yeah, lots of fun photos and little like journal entries or whatever. And I love when books do that, when they have fun little, I don't know what to say. But when they just have like fun little special things like that in them. I think this one's really fun because in like the author's note at the end, she says that the photos in the book are kind of photos she took when she went on this like actual cross-country road trip, which is so fun. So it's just super cute, and it just gives perfect road trip vibes, and it makes me like every time be like, I want to go on a road trip, and also like, I wish I was in love. But yeah, definitely a favorite. Okay, next book is Legendborn. This book, I read it last year and loved it. I thought it was such fun. I love this magical, modern, Arthurian kind of story. I love Bree. She's such a fun and relatable main character, and so yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. Okay, I think this will be the last book, but I wanted to talk about The Gilded Wolves. This is a trilogy by Roshani Chokshi, and I love it, although I have yet to read the third book, but I have read the first two. I think they're so fun. I love the characters. It's like the perfect fan family with these characters, and the way they interact is so fun, and they're all such fun, unique characters, and I love their personalities, and so much fun. And then it's kind of a heist type storyline, but also we got some sort of historical, mythological type stuff tied in there. We got some fun magic. But yeah, I mostly just love the characters in this story, and I also just, there's so many twists, especially the second book. Oh my gosh. The ending of the second book was a wild ride for sure. But yeah, I just love the characters though. They're so fun. And I definitely need to be reading the third, but even though I haven't, this is still definitely on my favorite series list. Anyways, I think those are all the books I'll be talking about today. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these books, or if any of them are in your TBR, or if you have any similar books. I'd love more recommendations. But yeah, I hope you guys stick around for the video next week, and I hope we can all, become friends. Feel free to talk about anything book related in the comments. I'd love to respond and get to know you all. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.